Well, I said we were kind of here all day today, so.
Yeah, I guess I'll just go over and listen to her later.
Yeah, me too.
I can be part of this meeting, so.
Got my steps in today.
Already?
Parking a mile away and going back, forgetting something in the truck and going and getting it
Oh,
again.
yeah, walking around everything.
Mhm.
So how many applications did you get for the maintenance position? Quite a few or not?
Not very many.
Okay.
So what's this,
That's from Bob Hanson.
yeah,
DD5, what, 14 is it?
14, 18, 14,
Somewhere in there.
19.
what's the?
Please enter your participant or moderator code followed by the pound
Pictures
key.
of it and not an
Doesn't
explanation.
wanna pay the taxes on it or something, I think.
Saying it's water.
Please say your name followed by the pound key. You are the first participant in the conference.
I already showed it to Chris. She made copies and put it in the file.
Well, it's 9 o'clock. You ready? Say the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Consider for approval minutes and agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes and agenda.
Second that.
I have a motion from Jensvold and a second from Smith to approve the minutes and agenda as presented. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed, motion carries. Number 2, discussion with possible action regarding COVID-19 policies. Julie, are you on the phone or? Apparently not. Well, we can table this one, and then Scott's still gone.
I believe he's to be gone for a month, is what I heard.
For a month.
Yeah, I saw Ethan was here, that's what they called down to the
I
office.
saw in his email, he asked Ethan to
Yeah,
be available.
okay. So call Mark Johnson's number then? It's Ethan. Hi Ethan, this is Terry up at the boardroom. Do you want to come up and? All right, thanks.
How you doing?
Some better.
I can tell.
You can tell. Wow, we're on.
It was only one when you got up.
Yeah.
I took osteobiflex one day. Everything in my body hurt, so I quit taking it.
Mm.
Well, I actually went to last Wednesday, I went to the doctor again. Well, given an anti-inflammatory.
You guys are quick today.
Well, we didn't have a COVID report, so we're kind of tabling that for now.
Jump to 3.
What do you got for us?
Well, we're started on that bridge by the Hoop Building, so been working on that. And started stockpiling right now in Buffalo Center for the time being, just because we don't have snow equipment on, so we can haul more. try to cut down the price on our farthest route anyway.
Okay.
So that's about,
How's the culvert timeline looking?
Yeah,
In
we're
a month
still-
or-
we're still on schedule for that. The 30th is still the crane date and all that. Everything's going good there. We got the new ditch routed anyway, so that part's done. So,
When do you think the bridge by the Hoop building's gonna be complete?
that first week in October.
October. Still the same kind of what you thought?
Yeah, because we'll set it on a Thursday, so then we'll blind it Thursday before the weekend, open it up again, and then build the road up the following week. So, should go pretty quick. We got enough room there so we can stockpile our road stone and riprap and everything, so we won't have to wait for hauling and stuff.
So when you get done with that, what's the plans for the crew then?
We got right now 24 spots of ditch cleaning to do. So we'll kind of start that and then work around the guys in the fields too. So hopefully we can speed that up by just throwing it back out in the field.
Okay.
Doze it and flatten it out.
Okay.
Not have to haul it anywhere.
Less manpower
Yeah.
and fuel?
So what happens if it's mostly road stone stuff? Does it just,
It's mostly dirt. I mean, there's a little bit of road stone, but nothing to make a
yeah,
real difference. It's mostly silt.
I guess the landowner can go out and pick up the rocks.
yeah,
They allow
Really
that.
small.
Oh, yeah, the little one, yeah. Yeah,
I
I
just
don't
didn't
think
know
that,
what percentage of it was dirt just blown in there or,
Most of it's dirt that came out of the field or blew out from the other side of the road and through the crossroad pipes or
yeah.
stuff like that. So,
Well, I think that'd be good to catch up on the ditch cleaning.
yeah,
So do you know how many are left on that? I mean,
24.
there's 24 total left?
Yep.
Okay, so when I called in and I was 83rd,
Well, that
am I in
was,
the 24 now?
yeah.
Okay,
I mean, we're pretty much caught up on we don't have any tile issues out there anymore. Couple pipe separation stuff that we've been whittling away at, but
okay.
we're under 40 on our work orders. So,
Wow, that's better than 83, isn't it?
yeah.
it's one of the ditches you're gonna clean out in Grant, way down in the
I'm sure.
southwest
I
corner.
can't tell you where they're all.
Probably
That one's been festering for a while, so it's, be nice if that was.
Okay.
And maybe it's already been done, I have not been down there in a long time, and he hasn't contacted me in a while either, so maybe it got done. So.
It might have, I can't say offhand, but without looking at they're kind of all scattered throughout the county. So, yeah. That's their plan to get that done right after this one, so.
I suppose you'll kind of jump around wherever you can throw it in the field easier rather than haul it.
Yeah, it's gonna be kind of a game to play that, but
So when they used to haul it, what did they do with it after it was stockpiled somewhere? Just use it for field driveways and,
we have a bunch of it. We kind of keep it separated if it's black dirt or what it is. But, I mean, sometimes if there's someone wanted it and they were closer than us hauling it to our spots, then we just give it away to them.
sure.
That's a game on itself too.
I'll bet.
I'll take a half a load, but
Hmm.
not really how it works, but try to do our best to keep everybody happy.
Good luck.
Yep.
Anything else?
That's about it for now.
Okay. What do you guys?
Nothing?
No, I think I'll.
All right.
All right.
Thanks.
Thanks, guys.
Have a good day.
You too. That little bit of rain must have kind of helped a little bit because there's graders out,
Oh, yeah, definitely.
you know.
We need
About the right amount for that. not too
We
much.
got like 7/10 over there.
Yeah, I got 5.5 tenths.
Yeah, I would guess we had
About
about half
right.
inch above.
Didn't have much in Fort City though.
Really,
I think the
it's spotty.
news said 800s is what it was in Fort City.
It looked like it rained good, but I don't know what the measurement was.
Well, I came from our place down to Fort City during the big rain and it kind of just like dropped off at Fort City.
I looked at my rain gauge, but it doesn't work very good. It's still in the basement. It's only been there for
Look up the spout there.
a couple of months. It's like, all right.
Well, now that we figured that out, discuss drainage matters.
Well, that kind of segues right in.
Good job on that.
Oh, yeah. Hi, Chris, can you come in for drainage? All right, thanks. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you.
Morning.
Anything going on with drainage?
Nothing that's not on the agenda.
Okay. How about you guys? Do you have anything for drainage? I never got a chance to talk to Dan Swearingen again about that one in Thompson. See if it's in his field or not, that intake.
Oh, yeah, the one that might be in the,
So if it's in the field, it's county, but if it's in the
Well,
road ditch, it's state.
it's trustee district.
Yes.
and I was gonna stop by there too, and I forgot. I was gonna stop by and look and see where that intake was.
I actually haven't been in Thompson much lately, so
Steering clear of the big city area.
what's going on?
So I'll come back at 9:20.
What's that?
I'll come back at 9:20.
I suppose we have nothing else. Thanks.
You're welcome. I'll be back.
Guess we can go to open forum.
I have a letter for you to sign for open forum. I don't know if you want to, I'll read it.
David Taft, MDT Bank. On January 12, 2021, the Winnebago County Board of Supervisors appointed Matthew Helgeson, his address as Iowa, as the new Norway Township Clerk to replace Gary Helgeson. Gary Helgeson should no longer be on the accounts at the bank representing Norway Township. Matthew Helgeson should now have this responsibility. Sure. Does this need to be received?
No.
I don't need to do anything with it?
You just need to sign it. It's a letter.
I got an email or a text from Matt about his zoning chair for Winnebago. Worth County is waiting for an invitation from us to come and discuss what they did in zoning in Worth County. So is that something that I can just do, or
So,
let me find it again here.
These need to be stamped received.
Yes, please.
So this one is for the roof project then?
Yes.
I hope so. There's nothing else we're spending that kind of money on.
All right, anything else for open forum?
Just
Oh.
this. It's just, an email that just said that Matt had checked with Jeff Gorbel about getting on the agenda of the Winnebago County Supervisor meeting to provide an update on the status of the worthwhile wind project from his perspective. He said he was waiting for one of the supervisors to contact him. So is that how
You can line
he
that up.
will get on the
Your
agenda?
area, so I would say you could talk to him if he can make the next meeting and line it up with Carla to put it on the agenda.
Okay.
Open forum yet? Do we, wanna put on the agenda for, making us a second amendment sanctuary?
I guess, yeah, I'd like to see the document. It's been so
Yeah.
loosely put around, I don't even know what we're looking at.
We actually had a guy call this morning and asked to have it on the agenda for next week.
Brandon,
Yeah.
In the sink.
he's from Fort City. I'm
Kelsey-
willing to discuss.
Kelsey has the document, you just need to contact her and get it.
And I've talked to her and she says she's fine with it.
Yeah.
As far as, that was a while back, but,
I just want to make sure it's the
So if we
one.
could have copies of it, it would be good too.
If it's similar to what Hancock's looking at and Kasuth is looking at, I'd be
yeah,
fine to discuss it
I
and
mean, it
possibly act on it.
He
sounds like it's,
said received and then he stamped approved.
you know, did I grab the wrong one?
Yeah.
Sue, this is too much responsibility for me, would you?
No, I'm multitasking as it is.
You've only got 3 months left, Bill.
Terry
3
gets to
months.
do it next year. You'll be fine. You can do it.
Then I can suffer through it.
How in the heck did I grab the wrong one? It's
I mean, you
pretty-
said the right thing.
I know I did, it's just, yeah.
So do I cross this out then?
No, I'll just white it out when I get to the office.
At least I changed the date, I don't know if I got it right.
Very proud of you.
It just, you know, it's just such a heavy burden
That one
for
I'm-
here.
No, we haven't approved it yet. Okay, we're gonna move on to approval of auditor's transfer. Everybody had a chance to look at it?
And I'll make the motion to approve the auditor's transfer.
I'll second.
Got a motion from Smith and a second from Jensvold to approve the auditor's transfer. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries. Semi-monthly county claims, did everybody have a chance to look at those?
Yeah, see, there's, 2 vehicles on there for the sheriff's department.
Yeah, there's been some issues.
There-
I think they ordered the one a long time ago.
Is one of them just getting here now? Is that it?
Probably, yeah.
From the deer a while back? And I see one was considerable cheaper than the other. They trade something in there?
Was one gonna be a hybrid?
I have the quotes. I can go get them.
Yeah, I was thinking last year they said something about the sheriff's one was gonna be a hybrid or something.
Oh, really?
That might be the difference in cost,
Yeah.
the specs. Don't know.
Unless, I just wondered if they traded something in or, which,
all sorts of information for you.
Sure.
That stuff stinks.
These need to be stamped also then?
No,
They're not anything particular?
no, they're just for you to look at.
Okay.
Just a reference. You have to sign.
They traded something in. Not much. Must have been the old Buffalo Center.
Car.
Unless they got another one that's,
One is 19,000, the other's 29.
yeah, 28 or 29, I remember, yeah. Well, yeah, I got my
Before
hand
you
around
choose
me.
the bills.
Look at this one. Yeah, this one also had a trade-in, but it's a higher trade-in.
I'll
I didn't
entertain a
know.
motion for the semi-monthly county claims.
I make the motion to approve the semi-monthly county claims.
I'll second.
I got a motion from Smith and a second from Jensvold to approve the semi-monthly county claims. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, motion carries. Morning. So it's
Hello.
9:20. Bart Winters has graced us with his presence. And we're gonna
I'm
discuss.
supporting Mr. Smoky Cluster.
Yes, yeah, but you were named.
That's just because Chris didn't know how to spell cluster.
It was my grandmother's.
Beyond that, we're talking about possible improvement to DD 47 upper main tile. So what do you have for us, gentlemen?
Would you like to, since you've condensed it, we have a tendency to get
Wordy.
more than what you need.
Wordy,
Yes.
that's it, the wordy?
Yes. Thank
We
you.
really appreciate it. And, thank you.
From one who knows what I'm talking about.
Okay, so
I've never been one to pontificate like you do.
they are talking about DD 47, the main tile, the upper main. And what they'd like to do is it has been increased up to 3rd Avenue. They'd like to continue that on past 3rd Avenue going north,
That's
possibly
that-
to the
that's
end.
that 20-inch that goes north then, right?
I think it's only a 14.
14 or 15,
Oh, it's
Yeah.
lat 20 then.
I think it's lat 20, yeah,
Okay.
because it comes off of there. So what they'd like to do is maybe get that upsized to, it doesn't have any depth. It's broken down everywhere. People up above them can't get any relief. They're just drowning out all the time.
So right now below that, we put a relief tile in, so there's parallel tiles in, or what is it?
I don't know.
No,
Because it shows upper main relief tile and the original.
I don't know.
That's
Yeah, I
what the
don't
map
know.
shows.
what you're saying is, you think there's another tile out there?
Can you bring it up on,
I sure will.
On the south side of the road,
on the south side of the road?
the south side.
Oh, on the
wondering what
south
it's
side.
gonna
Yeah,
lead into.
yeah.
Okay,
That's what I'm wondering.
we're only talking on the north.
I know, but what, I gotta know, what are we gonna dump it into?
Right.
So I
It's
wanna
gonna
know,
dump into a 36,
that's the new one then?
that's the new one.
Okay, so we still
And
have
that-
the old one in place and a new one at 36.
Well, the old, yep, correct. From 3rd Avenue going east and south there's a 32, a 36, and a 48.
Because the city did one.
The city did
So,
that.
but
Is
our
that all the
district,
new-
our district is
Ours,
only 2.
yours is, I think, a 32. And that goes east and then down towards the south.
Yeah, you can see it here.
So the history of when the street project came through, as landowners on the north side Smokey and I had talked to the city and said the only thing that we really asked for, they did not continue the drainage like we're asking now. And what we needed was an outlet. So our request to the city and the road project was, whatever you do, give us an outlet on the north side of Third Avenue. So on the event, it would give us an outlet to drain into. In the perfect world, what went wrong, and nothing went wrong, but what wasn't planned was they gave us a outlet on the north side of Third Avenue when we should have, in a perfect world, done the outlet on the north side of all the utilities running on the north side of North Avenue. Therein lies a little bit of the difficulty that Jerry Rugness, who went in and thought he could remedy it, said, this is bigger than I thought.
Yeah, when he called me too, he said that too. It's a bigger project. It should have been addressed when that all went in. But he did say that that tile was running. It was moving. Water was moving through there.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I can dig down, it's 8 inches in the ground. You hit the top of the tile.
So it's just,
And it's washing out on Smokes.
Yeah.
I mean, there was,
Jerry just fixed 2 holes, and there was another one there and that was just, it settled. I don't know if the dirt got in the tile or what, but it settled, and we just filled that up with dirt again.
So if this, an improvement would reflect on lat 20, 21, and 22? Is there another one up above that?
Well, and so I was thinking the upper main went across the road, but it looks from here that it does not. So instead of the upper main, it would be lat 20
Right.
that would be upsized.
The 36-inch tile is on the north side of the road. It's between the walking path and the road.
Okay. So I think it'd be lat 20. And then how far do you want it to go? If you look at the screen up here,
Because it improves 23 and,
I guess we'd have to dig down, but it goes all the way up to Highway 69.
yeah, looks like it goes up north and then it curves a little bit more east again.
Yep.
So did you want the whole thing upsized or just to where it meets the lateral 22? How far do you think
Okay.
that you want to take
Just
it?
common sense tells me if we get there and we're the further up closer to 69 we get and it's deep enough and clean, why we maybe wouldn't have to change that. But in Bart's, in my case,
and
it doesn't do any good there because it's,
right here, that is owned by Roger and Sheila Yonke. And the reason that they stopped farming that, I've lived on our parcel for 31 years, and yes, there you go. They stopped farming that because every time they would plow up the tile because it's only like maybe 8 to 10 inches deep.
so the other laterals are having repair issues.
Well, and now they don't even farm it. So
Right.
it hasn't been repaired in a long
it's
time.
in CRP or what is it?
I put it in, see, but there's no point in trying to,
But I'm looking at Janky's lat 20
It's Yonke.
or Jonky. To the west of their parcel across the railroad right away, whatever.
That's the
It looks
highway.
like it drains some, that shop area.
Yeah, that's Gene.
Gene
He
Hansen.
relies on it.
And even the bike path that was, or the walking trail, whatever you want to label that, on the west side actually floods out at this point.
Yep.
Because
And
it's so,
if you get a 3 to 4 inch rain, the bike path's underwater for over a week.
now just, around me, I did a windbreak, so there literally should be evergreen trees all the way around my property. if you look at that, there aren't any trees here and there aren't any trees here because that holds water.
Drowned out there.
So you're looking at.
Cypress would be my next move.
Bamboo.
So when you were talking before, were you talking about just improving it up to the junction of Lat 22 then, where they split off, or are you looking farther north?
So that's where it could stop, or Lat 20 continues on.
I don't think that can be determined until it's.
An
it's
engineer?
I
looked
think
at.
you have to explore that one.
Okay.
I don't know, I mean,
But
like
for
I
sure,
said,
you want to go through yours.
For sure, we want to go through ours and Yankees.
Okay,
So it looks like there's a 12-inch, 22 is a 12-inch. 23 is a 6-inch, just a short 6-inch there, it doesn't do a lot. And then
Okay, where's the
21
6-inch?
is an 8-inch.
Lat 21 comes off of it here. And what's that, did you say, Terry?
That's an 8-inch,
Okay. And then Lat 23 is right here,
that's a 6-inch.
and that's a 6-inch.
But it doesn't do much, it just does that, according to this map, it doesn't,
That little pothole there.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that 6-inch does no good at all.
But if it was hooked to a properly working tile,
Yeah.
so could
Lat
part of
20 in the
this,
diagonal there would be, could be the stop for all of it.
are we gonna have issues with wetland determinations?
Mine is farmland.
Well, with wetland determinations, NRCS has to come out and look at how many times out of 7 years has it flooded?
Oh,
Have you got a crop off of it? I don't know how they're gonna look at that.
but I haven't had it, it's been in the,
But, they're gonna look at junkies and all of those have to be
But that-
determined.
at one time I farmed Bart's ground, Yankees, and ours. A disaster.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying is if it's determined by the NRCS that it's considered a wetland,
How can that be? I mean, my contract says it's farmland.
Yeah, if you farmed it,
And mine is farmland also, there's 7 acres
So
of, with a farm number.
maybe it would be good for you to, when you leave here,
go
go
to,
straight over to Thompson and talk to him over there and just make sure that the determination is how you think it is.
Well, we-
And not determined as a wetland.
right.
Okay.
Because it can, you might have to mitigate it and that costs money, lots of money. And,
They just need to be involved.
and then there's other ways to do it. I mean, I don't know what, you wanna farm yours, right?
Well, next year it comes out of CRP.
Right.
And if they don't pay me more than they are now, I'm gonna farm it. And the machinery nowadays will smash everything the first year.
And you don't think just a repair hooked into the new tile is gonna be, repair at the original depth would be enough to do it?
Jerry didn't think so.
It was, no, Jerry was,
But no,
said it's broken up
You're
and,
gonna
No, what I'm
have
saying is
something
replacing
bigger,
it though. Just replacing the tile
Oh.
with the proper size at the
at
proper
the
depth.
proper, at its existing level,
No, what I'm
No.
saying is, if you look at the original plans, it shows what the depth should be. And over the years, we've seen where
no,
the frost pushes it up.
frost.
So you can go back to that original depth that was put in at.
if you go back to the original depth, then it's not an improvement.
Then you don't have to do
It's
all that
just,
wetland determination and stuff. So it's something to think about.
What is the original depth?
Well, we'd have to look it up in the map.
It was down there, the top of the tile was about 2.5 feet or a little more to the top of the tile. This is 20, 30 years ago.
And what's it now?
Now it's 8 inches to the top of the tile.
One of the, and I don't know, I don't know anything about drainage other than water runs downhill.
Or it's supposed to.
It's
it's supposed to.
It runs uphill too.
It doesn't always.
That's,
I've seen
I
some
like-
people,
I
they make
stand
it flow uphill.
correct.
I won't mention any names.
There you go. Well, with the new street outlet, that is down to a depth that gives us a lot of possibilities to drain into. The difficulty is where say Jerry thought that we could drain into, that depth literally is, for lack of a better term, parallel with the,
Sewer.
with the sanitary sewer. So that's an obstacle. So do you go above the sanitary sewer or below the sanitary sewer? And with the downhill theory, it would be best to go below that.
I would think so.
And that is possible, but it creates another,
Okay, the other problem it'll create going below is if we get a 3 to 4 inch rain, that 36 inch tile is gonna be full for about an hour or two, which then will cause the water to go back up our tile, which it's done for years. That's why we get full of sand. But now they've fixed everything in that corner box so that they suck the sand out of there many times in the summer.
and an hour backup is not a problem.
No, then
Because
ours will drain again. It isn't Tyler's preferred. They're putting, right now, he put the intake, outlet in the top of the tile. Okay, so we know we can get down there 2.5, 3 feet deep, easy from that outlet, and that would put us down there 3 feet or thereabouts. And I haven't shot it for a long time, so.
And the original is, what was it,
5 or 6 feet.
5 or 6 feet?
The top of it was 5 foot deep, the bottom of it was
Wow.
6 foot.
Holy
So
cow.
obviously things have pushed up quite a bit.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
You just can't believe they could even go that far.
Yeah,
Well, and then peat shrinks. And that's a lot of peat, I mean, there's peat there.
Yeah.
right now there's about 2.5 feet of peat, but there used to be, way back when I first started farming it in 1962.
He's not as young as he looks.
It was,
So basically they shoot it for elevation at the end where it dumps into the new pipe. And then they go by the grade that's here and they'd have to figure out what that depth would be then.
right, but like Jerry said, the engineer for the street project told him, he looked out in the field and they had our tile, well, you're way below that by a foot, so put it in the top.
Yeah.
I went down there, but I should have stayed there. Back then days, I had something else to do.
Yeah. So does that mean they're gonna have to, when I talked to Jerry, he made it sound because it was gonna be a way bigger project than what you thought it was
Yes,
gonna be?
yeah, we thought it would be simple, not,
That the sidewalk is there.
that's the only thing that they have to take out a section of sidewalk. That's no biggie.
And even with I did not ask the city to, but they took out a chunk in front of our house because it was cracked. And I mean, they did that expeditiously, and I had nothing to do with that. Ross just came and took it out, and Grothy's replaced it.
Have you talked to the city?
I have talked to Ross after Jerry, whenever that was, Thursday or whatever, and Ross was going to Iowa City for education, something or other. But he does know what's going on.
Do you think it would be worthwhile to just see about going down to the original depth.
Right, that's an interesting deal, is to keep it, so what you're saying is right now, even though it's 8 inches, its original depth was 5 feet?
6 feet.
5, 6.
Well,
6
at the
feet.
outlet.
That 6 to the bottom.
So who determines, that wouldn't be an improvement, that would be a
That's
fix.
just a repair.
So who's the power that goes, you don't need anything new, you need it repaired to the original
Right.
depth?
Yeah, that would be
Those
us.
guys.
But size-wise, you know, this is,
It'd still be the same size.
well, that
Okay,
depends on if it, what, this was a
What
what?
was-
Well, you can go bigger if the drainage coefficient doesn't
Yes.
change.
Right, right, and they do have to go bigger because they don't make that size of
Right.
clay tile
So
anymore.
it's gonna end up being, what, 18 or
60?
no, 15 over.
15 dual wall,
15?
that's what Jerry had said at first.
And-
Yeah, that is what he said.
And the
yeah.
dual wall is a good idea because, I mean, your combines now are 50,000 pounds going across the field.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a little different out there nowadays.
A lot different.
So you guys could just authorize, would Rognus want to do it?
Well, I mean, he said,
Sure.
that I can only say, Jerry said,
So we,
I hate to
we don't
give up business, but
we don't even necessarily have to get an engineer for it, do we?
No, not if it's a
No.
repair.
Yeah, not a repair, so.
So that'll save
that'll say
Thousands.
some money.
Put your money into the repair
Put your money
rather
into
than
the
in
repair.
engineering.
Bart's an engineer.
Not in this category.
Well, I can tell we've got 2 inspectors already, so.
Well,
Yeah,
so we're, just for clarification, so all of that has raised. So what you're saying is even like in Yankees, which is now shallow, that could be restored down to. She's an interesting lady, but I guarantee you, would love you for that. Because even asking the question of drainage will be like poking a dog. And, I mean, she doesn't mean to be that way, but she would do carpet.
she's
So you're- this-
disappointed with what's out there right now.
Correct.
Oh.
That's
Yes.
4.8.
She
But this could
she
have
blamed
been-
it to me.
Vividly.
Oh,
It's my
there.
fault.
Oh,
Oh, that's nice.
Well, this could
She
have
did
been
tile
addressed
hers.
21.
a
Yeah,
long
that is-
time
They
ago.
tiled into a tile and
It's just
didn't
come to
work.
a head
Yeah,
because of your situation.
Well, because there wasn't an outlet.
Mhm.
Because even, up until Gryman's Corner, we didn't have an outlet.
No.
And back in the day, I mean, I've been talking with Don Grovold and Bruce Helgeson, and they thought that maybe we could go a little bit to 93, which runs north. And there's an old battle, there's a neighborhood feud with that, and obviously don't want to take 47 and go to 93, because that's a whole other.
dump more water in where they don't want it already.
Correct. But,
Yeah.
yeah, that, if it could be restored to that, that's
It sounds like the
exactly,
simplest and cheapest way to do it.
Yeah.
It would be.
Yeah.
It would have saved the city a lot because they brought that 48 all the way up.
It's too bad that didn't.
Should have happened then.
You know, but there was like 4 guys and they didn't talk to me for years because I could see that was the way to go. And Don Grevald even agreed, that's what we should do, but
Just gotta tell them guys that all is not fair about water drainage.
All you have to do is get on the agenda and come in and
well,
talk
yeah,
about
we
it.
appreciate your time, guys.
yeah.
All you gotta do is just make the request for the repair.
I just didn't know.
It says, we shall maintain, you can't get bids found in a state of disrepair, it has to replace.
So you'll just talk to,
Like Jerry could easy figure out our depth. I mean, if
yeah,
he knows that we'd like to be at least 4 feet of cover on it.
Yeah.
Oh, and if you're taking it down to where it's supposed to be, you should take it down where it's supposed to be.
Well, Jerry and I talked about this and I said, well, wait a minute, Jerry.
As long as the,
Let's do it right when we're doing it instead of fixing. Every year we do this fix.
as long
Doesn't
as
do any
the
good.
main that it's getting dumped into is also deep.
Carla,
Take that.
bring that map up again.
Yes, I sure can.
kinda,
Did you say there's a new,
where's 19?
Yeah,
new county tile there too? Or the main, the
Well, it is
the
an
outlet,
19,
or is that the existing
No.
county? You said like
That's a-
36
that's
inch or
the-
something?
existing county tile, and that is hooked into the same box.
Yeah,
And they just left that at the elevation it was, which it was deep enough.
that's
Down.
deep enough, so then we shouldn't have an issue.
So,
Oh, sorry, I
AC 17,
you point
18,
to
where's 19?
19.
was trying to move it.
Let's drag it.
Why when I try to drag it, does it make it bigger?
You're making it really pretty.
Yeah, sorry.
Gorgeous.
I'm really,
Even to us colorblind folk.
I know, you're doing great. So,
why won't it move it? Do I need to hit that button? No? When I try to move it,
I think you have to click out of it.
Yeah, sometimes they
it's
get
not-
in a mood that you can't get it to work right.
it's not doing what I want it, what I'm telling it to do.
yeah,
Let's see.
do the hand.
Oh, 19 is an extension of, or just off of the end of 18.
It's still not doing what I'm telling it to do.
No.
So, yeah.
Click out of that box once. No, like just to different.
So I know where 19 is now, but
It is not,
It's just
Doing-
on the end of
it
18.
is not doing
you
anything
said?
I'm telling it.
Chris,
Oh my gosh.
Chris, I think I figured it out.
Okay.
19 is actually just this little bit right here. That's 19. It's off of 18.
It does
Oh,
get funky
It's just a
sometimes, I don't know.
So this is
Yeah, I
21.
even, I'm
Gotcha,
old when
okay.
I'm out somewhere and I'm trying to drag it up and then it does all kinds of weird stuff.
Terry, is there
Come on my thing.
tile coming across Third Avenue? Is there one going this way and one going that way?
So where are we at here now?
I shut it down and
I can't.
administered over, because it made me mad.
Okay, so you said there's one that, there's one that comes up past Third Avenue.
Yep.
And it goes like this, and then it goes like this, but then 21 comes like this, and
Oh, okay, all right, got
that
it.
goes to Junkies and,
Yep,
Is that 21 also too shallow?
well, it's not supposed to be.
I don't,
It says it starts at,
that's in all.
the outlet is about
there.
just a little less than 5 foot to the bottom. And then at the top of it, it's 5 foot, so. But there's a big hill in there it goes through too.
Yep.
And then there's a 22 that dumps into it too? Or no, is that a different, no,
I
that,
guess that, I don't know if you guys wanna look, but I mean, if Jerry's pretty,
Jerry will be
he
able
always gives me a.
there's a
good
good
deal.
view, there's a good view of it if you wanna come out and look at that. 20 goes,
Sorry,
20 goes like this, and then behind Bart's, and then 22 goes across, straight over to, that repair shop,
Yep,
and then 21 comes down there.
okay,
20 actually goes like that.
20 comes up and goes up and then back over. And there's that little.
Does 20
section.
continue
And then
on
this
north
is-
there, or is
This is
that?
That-
lot 23.
that one right there is, it has not worked for 30 years.
So then that can be repaired as well.
Yeah, as long as.
There, I've had
Better
to
outlet.
farm around that one, and Yankee, well, then it was Dale Peterson's, those, the hill ladies, I called them. Anyway, they wanted me to fix that. I said, we can't fix it until we fix 20 down there.
Yeah, it does no good to fix this if you're not
gonna fix
the rest.
They spent about 10 grand tiling, and it didn't go anywhere.
So,
So-
summarize, we want to
For
put
sure, get
flat 20 back to original depth.
Yes,
And we're going to see how far we go.
that's the only way I can see that you can,
And we have to remember that we need to tell these other people who are involved here because they're gonna have a bill.
Yeah.
It's gonna be over $10,000.
Oh,
So, and
no
in a
doubt.
repair, they can't stop it, but I just want them to be aware that there's gonna be a bill. We don't know if we're gonna do anything to 21, or 23, or 22.
Cause you
At
can
this
leave
point.
that open-ended when Jerry's out there or
Right.
whoever you hire,
Right.
probably Jerry, and then he'll know whether it has.
I'm guessing you will because just because of the shallowness of them digging it up.
Well, it doesn't matter who you folks,
Well, he's already been there, so he already knows what's
you
going
know
on.
there's that
Yeah.
going on.
And in
There is one
Here,
other
we-
participant.
He's done all of my tiling out in the 80s.
Yeah.
And Jerry even shot this over here because of the either all or nothing sort of deal. He goes, it doesn't look like it, it's deceptive. He goes, this elevation is similar to this right here. And I thought this elevation would be about the same as this, and it's much higher.
Well, the nice thing is you don't have to have an engineer, it can be a repair, and we have a contractor that knows what he's doing
Right.
when he gets in there and.
And you have an outlet already there.
So should we do that?
I'm good with that, and I haven't spoken to Sheila for a long time, but I know she'll be jubilant.
And what I would ask of Jerry is to just get an estimate, so I have some sort of estimate to give to landowners.
So you can start from down there up to the lat 22 intersection, have an estimate for that to start with.
In my opinion, he maybe has to go out there and dig up here and there and
Yep.
just see where we're at.
Yeah.
Does this still involve the bike path thing, though?
Well, you have to cross it, don't you?
We have to take one little
Yeah.
5-foot
Not
section.
And is that something he would get a hold of Ross for?
Well, we would tell Ross,
Yeah,
but
You'd have to do saw cuts and pull it out.
he was a little afraid, why wasn't this put in right to start with? But the engineer that the city hired, everything's right except our outlet.
So whose pocketbook is that gonna come out of? Then,
Well, I bet you it won't come, it should come out of the cities, but
that's what I'm saying.
it won't.
Well,
They would make it part of the drainage district?
they can't do something that stops you from being able to improve or repair your drainage.
But
Oh,
if they could at least put the concrete back in for you.
Well, and I guess with that in mind, it's the old theory of you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. We let them, when they proposed the street project, and even when it came to hauling excess dirt away, I said, you can stack all that on my property, that's no problem. And it saved everybody money, and I don't think we're gonna run into an opposition
I mean,
from the
it's not a
city.
huge dollar item to put that concrete
They're not
back
gonna
in.
say, you can't do that.
If this whole project's gonna make some of their taxpayers happier, I can't believe it.
Well, it's gonna improve their flooding of that
Yes.
Right.
path,
Plus, they can't impede the flow of a drainage district,
that's right.
no matter what.
I
Right.
don't
So-
see it.
Ultimately, it has to get done.
Yeah, legally, they can't stop it.
No.
So the only downside to this for you guys is that it should have been done years ago.
It should
Right,
have been.
but again, with that in mind, we did have an outlet.
Right.
So they could have put it in at 20 feet and we still didn't have an outlet.
How long
So-
ago was the new one put in?
Pardon?
How long ago was the new tile put in? I don't remember it, and I've been there
Was that 5
31
years ago, 6 years ago?
You mean the
That
36?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, that, 4 years ago.
Yeah.
That was in their phase 1, 2, and 3 thing. That was the
that's
airport thing and the Elk Creek thing. So, yeah, and that was down where, like, Steve Qualley and at that time, I think,
Right, straight
Gordy
Gordy Peterson.
Anderson.
Anderson. Oh, I see him, but I couldn't get the last name up. But yeah, that all behind like Dottie, Steve, that was all done. I bet that's 7 years ago. Yeah.
So I suppose the process here, if you guys wanna go with a repair, then we just need to fill out, did you already fill out a petition?
They've done all that.
Okay, so,
So we don't have to do the wetland strip?
No.
Okay.
No, not for repair.
You guys are efficient.
Yes, well, it's been, when they talked about Third Avenue repairing, then I met with the guy from Thompson. Not Andrew or Howard.
Lynn Kluger?
Yes. And he said, oh, this is wetland. So on the hood of my pickup, we went through all this. Ooh, it isn't wetland. He said, this is farmland.
so, is there any intakes along that line?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I would suggest making sure there's still intakes there. It's amazing how much an intake will do just for a breather in the plumbing.
Well, I kind of think the intake now is fixed so it takes water, and that's why we aren't flooded.
But even beyond the intake working, it's more the air getting into it and letting the rest of it
Let
flow.
it go, yeah. I know Jerry's gonna say too, that's not right to put the air at the bottom of the tile, but I do not have a problem with that, because it's only city street water that's coming in there. And at the most, 2 hours, and the water will be flowing again.
Well, I was just wondering if there's an intake farther up.
Is there multiple ones there?
Well, the only one I know of is the one on our property,
Down at the bottom.
down at the bottom.
See, I would suggest up by the intersection somewhere,
Oh, yeah,
having an intake up there just to inspect and to let it breathe.
and that'll help push the water out too.
That's a good idea.
Intakes are always a good idea.
Yeah, then you can just look at it and say, oh, it's flowing. Yeah. Or at what rate,
Or you can see where it's not flowing.
yeah.
So when they put the petition in, Chris, do they petition for that whole thing, or are they just,
I just started with lat 20, and then
And then
all the 21 and 22 and 23 people pay into 20, so they will all get a letter anyway.
Yeah.
Whether we go further, that will be,
Once Rugness gets to that point,
Yeah.
we can recommend
okay,
whether
so
they
the
need to go
petition
further or
just has
not.
to start with that?
Yeah.
yeah.
And we're not required to do that, we just like to let them know what's
I
going
think
on.
that's a good.
Yeah, that's just an
Well, it's a
informational.
whole lot better. I like to know that, okay, in
Mhm.
3 months, you're gonna send me a bill.
Yes.
It may be something you don't wanna hear, but it's always better to hear it when it's not a surprise.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't want people to call me, so I'd rather have them know
And if
ahead.
Rugness can come up with some type of an estimate,
Mhm.
then too.
You don't mind if they call you, you just don't want them to be angry when they call
Oh,
you.
gosh, yes, call me anytime. Yes, sorry, I did word that wrong. Yeah, call me anytime, I just don't want them to be mad at me. Yes, That's,
I've had a call,
Hurts my feelings.
wow,
right?
this is a 28.
You're a feeling sort of guy, Bill.
She needs you to sign it again.
And then I think
It has just a little bit different wording.
Thank you for your time.
Yeah, so this is gonna be 900 foot he's gonna be working on. The way it looks, so.
And what he had talked about before was 600 feet, so now we're gonna go 900 at original depth. It'll be more expensive than what he said, but
Did he give you an original
he had said about $15 a foot, but
For what
then costs
size?
have gone up.
for 600?
Mhm.
The pipe has really increased.
Yeah.
But what size of pipe was he talking?
That 15-inch doable,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Just for the repair,
So 9 or 10,000 original,
and now we're gonna go a longer depth,
another 50%.
longer length plus
so
lower, so I don't know.
15 or 18 or something?
Yeah.
And that again is open-ended if
Mhm.
spots out there.
Mhm.
It's not that much lower, it's just,
Well, it's
you go to
6
where
feet
it's
lower.
supposed to be.
That's quite a bit lower.
It's still lower.
But still, you're out there digging. It's-
Yeah. So,
Good meeting,
perfect.
So you said it was 10,000 originally or so?
9, I think.
9.
So it could be 20,000 or something.
It may be.
It'll probably hit 20.
It's still under the threshold that we don't have to have an engineer.
Well,
We're still good there.
Well under, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
we have a lot of room for,
With that go up to 150 now, didn't it?
140, wasn't it?
140?
I thought it was 153 or
Oh, was
some
it?
weird amount.
And it went from 80 to that or something, right?
Yeah. Well, things are too expensive,
Mhm.
so it doesn't
But
take much
there's
to
no
get there.
inflation.
But I think just taking it in stages is good.
Yeah.
Get the bottom done and go from there.
Okay,
Sounds good. Thanks, you guys.
thanks.
Great idea.
Once again, it's been my honor and privilege
Yes,
to be of service.
you need to get a life.
See you guys.
Thank you.
Chris, were you gonna cover then?
What?
Were you gonna cover?
Oh, yeah, I just need him to sign this. I'll be right back.
All
Sorry
right.
about that, I forgot.
All right, so that's been discussed. We don't have to do number 6. All we have left is the 28E. So I guess we can start discussing this. This is the same thing we approved before. There's just a few word changes is all that we had requested. It's not identified here.
What are you looking at?
The mental health 28E.
28E, they
Do you
just
remember
changed
what
the
the changes were?
verbiage in there somewhere. Maybe I can remember.
What was the discussion on that? We had requested.
It was something really simple.
Yeah, it wasn't a big. It's the corrected version.
Yeah. This 28 here, E we have here is
With Elder Bridge.
Elder Bridge. Yeah, it's not the,
She said it was the same thing we approved before, but there was just corrections in it. So I'll wait for her to come back and we'll make the motions.
So this,
That's the end of this.
Good morning, guys. This is Julie. I kind of think I missed number 2. I was on the phone.
Yeah, that's fine. I
Did
guess-
you need anything from me?
Yeah, we can do that. We got time right now if you wanna go over anything.
I really don't have anything new from last week. Numbers are still steady going up, or steady from last week. We're at like 9%, a little over 9% for our county in the last 7 days. Still have our COVID clinic on Thursday. Starting on October 11th, we will be doing flu clinics here in the office, but they all need to call in for appointments. I can't have everybody in here all at one time. That way I can spread them out. That's kind of all I have about right now.
All right. Well, I guess we'll just have to stay the course and see where we're at next week.
Alrighty, sounds good.
All right, thank you.
thanks Julie.
You bet. Have a good day.
You guys okay with the agreement then?
Yeah, should I make a motion to approve
Okay,
the
all right,
28E?
when she gets in.
Bart, need to sign?
No, you're good.
Okay.
You're good. Thank you.
We just have the one item left, the
We
28E
do?
agreement.
Okay.
You want to make that motion then?
Yep, I'll make a motion to approve
Oh,
the
did you have one?
28E agreement with Elder Bridge as presented.
I'll second it.
I got a motion from Smith and a second from Jensvold to approve the 28E agreement with Delta Bridge. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed, motion carries.
Did we ever approve the Sunday Monday County claim?
Yeah.
We did?
Do you have,
Yeah, Smith and Jensvold.
I even participated, I still can't remember.
That's okay.
Well, I've been pretty upset since I got those two back.
all worked up?
I'm
Those stampers can do that to you.
yeah.
Okay, so we're pretty much, what do we call it? We stand adjourned until 1 o'clock when we meet with Home Base Iowa. Well, see, you're all on the Home Base Iowa too. Okay. So we'll just adjourn until 1 o'clock then.
So I'm going to stop this.
Why did we make that at 1 o'clock?
Which 28E needs to be stamped?
Well, we had the 2 o'clock that was planned so we could have the ISAC person